Audit reports shows why PTF has not been able to curb COVID-19 spread, despite 1.9 trillion it raked in from donations. The audit report from the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation has cited failure of proper management of available resources for the fight of the dreaded COVID-19, otherwise known as COVID-19. SA being responsible for its increasing wave in the country. This was contained in a 51-page interim report, which is broken down into 4 different sections and dated September 2020, already forwarded to the clerk to the National Assembly via letter reference, and signed by the then Auditor General of the Federation, Anthony Anyine, who retired from service on October 25, 2020. The reports insist that there was the need for the government to review public expenditure regulations to take care of future national emergencies. It stated that this became necessary because of the low level of utilization of budgeted funds as a result of lack of proper approval for variants from the previous purposes line items to COVID-19 specific line items. The report pointed out that out of 83 billion 895 budgeted by the government for the fight against COVID-19 had been disbursed to implementing entities and states at the fight against COVID-19. It further pointed out that of the amount disbursed, 22 billion 163 was to the PTF, while 24 billion 634 was to participate agencies and 17 billion to state governments. It attributed the low level of utilization to proper approval of variants from the previous purposes line items to COVID-19 specific line item, saying we further observed that the level of expenditure on COVID-19 from the 2020 appropriation of each participating agencies is unclear, as is the extent to which the agencies were able to via funds from the COVID-19 allocation to replenish existing budget lines applied towards the pandemic under emergency. According to the document, funds made available directly through PTF for the operations of the task force and for the benefit of participating agencies were also not spent for reasons as yet unclear. These funds amounted to 4.5 billion naira for the operations of the PTF and 17.6 billion naira for the participating agencies. We understand the core reason may be delays in the administrative processes for assessing the available funds. It stated that information from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation suggested that a total of 1.9 trillion was received as donation, out of which 494 trillion was received directly into the CBN TSA from specific contribution. These are 70 million from the Nigerian Constant Development Monitoring Agency, 48.120 million from the China General Chamber of Commerce in Nigeria, 47 trillion 768 from the Senate and delivered in 2 tranches, 278 billion from the House of Representatives and received in 2 tranches, and 50 million from the Petroleum Equalization Fund Management Board. The report said that while there were details arrangements by the PTF to deliver on its mandates, including setting out specific pillars of activities response, there were notifiable gaps in the evidence presented to show that the PTF has a full overview of the activities of all of the participating stakeholders. Although we did not fully expect the groups to fall under the remit of the PTF, we are concerned that unless efforts are better aligned, there will be inefficiencies, duplications of efforts, waste, delays, etc., the report stated. Thank you for listening to this news. That is the problem we are having till now. You see, everyone was saying it then that with all this donation that Nigerian is getting this morning, is there any account opened for it? And if there is an account open for it, hope this money are properly monitored the way they are being coming, because the money was just coming in interval. I'm telling you, that was how the money was just coming. So Nigerians were scared. We're like, Nigerian. In fact, one of the greatest statement then was like, Nigerian has used us for business. A lot of people started thinking that there was no COVID-19, that Nigerian is just formulating this COVID-19 issue in order to get support from advanced countries. But whereas there was COVID-19, now that everything is done, what everyone is now anxious and conscious of knowing how the money is spent. Maybe they have started mismanaging it. You see that? Well, my viewers, please, I will really appreciate it if you borrow your voice to this matter, because I tell you that this really concerns you. It concerns you a lot, because I'll tell you that our country, Nigerian, has not been fair in terms of dishing out proper information. Look at, you can see what we are going through. You can see? So please, don't hesitate to leave your comments. Click on the subscription button as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.